What if I just did some video editing on stream? So I could actually, motivate myself to edit my video. It's been in the works for months and I just keep not doing it, so here we are. I need to start recording on OBS. Let's see, where was I in the script? Let's see. I'm Come on.
Rex, which one need the set?
Yeah, no, we're not writing a script. I'm just doing like the video editing live. I have the script written out. I just need to do some of the voiceover. It is VGC related, that is correct. Yeah.
Calyrex, which one made the set?
Okay, so we're down to round 4. Alright, I'm doing a voice training for this. Yeah, it's a competitive Pokemon. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I was feeling better after round 3, but then I saw this team. Ability Shield Koraidon next to another Toxic Stall Weezing Galar, with yet another Dondozo. They led Koraidon and Weezing, allowing them to set Sun and let Weezing poison gas my team. Because of neutralizing gas, my Pelipper couldn't set Rain, and it just narrowly missed the OHKO on Koraidon. After their Weezing set Toxic Spikes, I felt the events of round 2 repeat themselves. My team lacked the resources to break through Dondozo, and I lost. Game 2 went very similar. I had managed to set up Trick Room and decorate my Calyrex Ice, but Dondozo's ability Unaware made it immune to any of my stat boosts. Without a critical hit, I wouldn't be able to break through it, and I lost the set. I was off to a bad start. I would need to win every single game from here if I wanted to guarantee qualify for Day 2. This time I was facing a Rayquaza team. I led Ndidi Calyrex into their Incineroar Goldango. Foolishly, I allowed their Goldango to set up a nasty plot, allowing it to take half of my Calyrex's health. Not long after, their Incineroar managed to burn my Calyrex Ice, having its attack. Their Rayquaza was then able to come in and stall at the last turn of Trick Room. Now that their team was faster, they were able to clean up and take the game. They used the same lead in game 1 as They used the same lead in game 1, but this time I led Calyrex Ice and Incin. I swapped my Calyrex to Pelipper to save it from being burned, and used Knockoff to deal a big portion of Goldango's health, but unfortunately after some misplays, I allowed their Goldango to set up again. I let the Goldango and Rayquaza set up, and they were able to do too much damage, and I couldn't recover, losing me the set. Oh wait, my OBS was in the way of YouTube chat. Whoops. I wasn't upset about losing to the Rayquaza team, since that one felt fair. but I still had a shot of qualifying for day 2 if my resistance was good enough. This round, I was up against a interesting Koraidon team. They led Chi-Yu Fluttermane into my Incineroar Iron Hands. We both used a turn 1 Terra and they set Sun with their Fluttermane, but I used Parting Shot to pivot in my Pelipper, allowing me to deny their Sun. Incineroar then OHKO'd the Chi-Yu. What? That's not right. Iron Hands then OHKO'd the Chi-Yu with a Drain Punch. With the Chi-Yu down, they had switched in their Koraidon to set the Sun again. They doubled my Iron Hands but failed to KO it, and in return I OHKO'd the Fluttermane with a Heavy Slam. I managed to bring in their Ditto, which had copied Incineroar down. I managed to get their in. Hold on. I had managed to make their Ditto copy my Incineroar and brought it down to its sash while they KO'd my Incineroar. But then I got in my Calyrex and picked up a double KO, winning me the game. Next game, they led Chi-Yu and Ogerpon. They immediately used Terra Water on Chi-Yu, allowing it to survive the weather. They immediately used Terra Water on Chi-Yu, allowing it to survive the Weather Ball Drain Punch double up. I switched Iron Hands into Alchemy, but then the Ogerpon KO'd my Pelipper the next turn. This allowed me to bring in my Iron Hands immediately and KO the Chi-Yu with Fake Out. After some damage trades, they my Iron Hands. After some damage trades, they managed to take my Iron Hands, but their Vine Whip missed my Terra Water Alchemy, and it KO'd their Koraidon. Their Ditto was forced to copy my Alchemy, and the Ogerpon failed to KO my Calyrex and died to Glacial Lance. My Alchemy then won the speed tie and KO'd their Ditto, winning me the set. Oh, voice training's so hard to do consistently. It was a long day of work, too, so my voice is tired. As I looked at my opponent's team, I felt a little bit of PTSD. This team also had a Weezing Galar and Calyrex Shadow. Luckily, it didn't have Dondozo. This team also had a Weezing Galar and Calyrex Shadow, but luckily no Dondozo. They led Calyrex Urshifu into my Iron Hands Incineroar. They swapped their Calyrex into Pelipper to boost their Surging Strikes, but luckily I had used Terra Grass on my Incineroar and survived. I doubled into the Pelipper, dealing a good portion of its health, but my Incineroar was now in danger of Hurricane, so I switched into my own Pelipper and KO'd their Urshifu. Unfortunately, their Calyrex came in and they picked up a double KO. The Calyrex then used Terra Dark and Astral Barrage to KO my 2 remaining Pokemon. It's fine. I'm pretty close to being done with the script, so. In Game 2, I led Indeedee Pelipper to try and get up Trick Room, but they used Urshifu to taunt my Indeedee, and Calyrex to bring my Pelipper down to Sash. Without speed control, there wasn't a good way for me to win, and I lost the set. After losing round 7, there was no way I could realistically qualify for the second day, so this last match was for my pride. So this match was for my pride and the possibility of winning a few packs of cards. This match would determine if I went 4-4 and left with a 50% win rate, or if I left 3-5. As I sat down for my final game, I saw yet another Dondozo stall team. This one substituted Weezing Galar for Glamora. The first 2 matches got disconnected and were ruled as a tie, but the third one went the same as all my other Dondozo games, and I lost the game, putting me at a final score of 3-5. Leaving the tournament, I felt devastated. I felt like my Leaving the tournament, I felt devastated. I felt like my team was so much better than my results. I was fine with the losses where I misplayed, but I felt kind of cheated that I had managed to pull an auto loss 3 times in a row to a Pokemon that was at 5% usage. At the end of the day, I had made a team building error and learned it the hard way. Yes, I got unlucky with Dondozo, but it wasn't smart to be okay with an auto loss, even that. Yes, I got unlucky with Dondozo, but it wasn't smart of me to build a team with an auto loss, even if it was uncommon. My first official tournament was a massive blow to my ego and pride, but I won't give up. I plan on attending the next Atlanta Regional, and who knows, maybe I'll redeem Alchemy and Calyrex Ice at my next tournament. There we go. Script's done. We're doing editing now.
One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. I think this is a good baseline. Or not baseline, but this is good voice training. Let's see. One, two, three, four, five. A little small and then a little soft. So let's see.
Yeah, I sound okay.
This is the story of how Dondozo ruined my surfing life. This is This is the story of how Dondozo ruined my first official tournament. After winning the unofficial after after winning the unofficial FWA
Oh, story time? Go for it.
VGC tournament, I was feeling confident in my abilities, but the format had developed a lot in the year since then.
Gotta cut out all my breaths. It's kind of annoying.
Since then, I had used a Zamazinta team to win the FWA tournament, but I wanted to try something new for the Atlanta Regional. I did some testing with Stored Power and Decorate, but quickly found it, but, but, but quickly found out that it didn't work out too well. Too well.
Can I, like, make this larger? There we go. That is kind of funny. I mean, I respect running from the cops, even if he didn't do anything.
But it did lead me to what would be the core of my team. Calyrex, Cali, Calyrex Ice Rider, my team. Calyrex Ice, my team. Calyrex Ice Rider, Calyrex Ice Rider.
Yeah, I mean, I know you didn't do anything. I think it's funny, and I kind of respect it.
and Alchemy. Calyrex Ice Rider and Alchemy.
Pause is a little long.
Rider and Alchemy. Alchemy. And Alchemy. Alchemy.
I hate editing. It's the most boring part of making videos. Like, I'm good at it. It's like the first part of editing that I don't like. Getting through the like initial pass of it, cutting down the voiceover, adding like the B-roll and stuff. That's not too bad, but I don't know.
Is an unusual choice and usually isn't considered very good. Good.
I've been teasing this team this video for ages. For context, this tournament was back. Ooh, when was it? Hang on. I'm gonna find just how long ago this tournament was. April. This happened in April, and I still haven't finished the video.
Its signature move Decorate doubles the attack and special attack of the Pokemon that it targets.
Well, the thing is, I didn't take that long actually on the project. Most of it was just um, me not doing it because I didn't feel like it, and also forgetting about it. That's how I am with like most edited videos, is I put it off for a long time because I don't feel like making it. Like I can sit down and do the recording. That's not bad, but the actual editing part is a pain. Especially for Pokemon videos. Pokemon videos are really annoying to like script and edit because of like all the intricacies to it. I've already made one. It's on my YouTube channel for the FWA tournament. It didn't do great, which did not do a lot to motivate me to make more because it just kind of didn't do as well as I would hope
Move
for the amount of
Decorate
effort I put in.
doubles the attack and special attack of the Pokemon that it targets. Smeargle usually does this job better, but Alchemy has two unique abilities and a solid stat spread to make up for that. Their solid stat spread to make up for that.
That sounds so bad.
Spread to make up for that. That stat spread to make up for that.
It's better.
With the correct amount of investment, make up for that. With the correct amount of investment, make up for that. With the correct amount of investment, Alchemy could live almost any hit and one-hit KO, zero bulk Urshifu, hit KO, zero bulk Urshifu, hit KO, zero reason, zero bulk Urshifu,
hit KO, 0 bulk Urshifu Rapid Strike with an alluring voice. For context, my alchemy was around 1 speed less. For context, voice. For context, my alchemy was 1 special attack less than a uninvested Flutter Mane. This allowed my alchemy to
Why did I keep that take?
attack less than a uninvested Flutter Mane. For context, my alchemy was 1 special attack less than.
I don't want to re-record that.
1 my alchemy was 1 special attack less than
Okay,
a
no, that sounds
uninvested
better.
Flutter Mane. This allowed my alchemy to more reliably use Decorate to buff its partner, or use Alluring Voice to punish enemy setup. The ability I chose was Aroma Veil, which prevented my opponents from taunting or encoring my team, which would encoring my team, which would make or encoring my team, which would allow me to more reliably get up Trick Room. Taunting or encoring my team, which would allow me to more reliably my team, which would be my team, which encoring my team, which would allow
Sounds
me
so
to more
unnatural.
reliably get up Trick Room. I rounded out this set encoring my team, which would
Wonder if I can adjust the volume level to make that sound better.
my team
I think we
encoring my team, which would allow me to more reliably or encoring my team, which would allow me to more or encoring my team, which would allow me to more reliably get up Trick Room. I rounded out this set by adding...
Sounds kind of unnatural, but... Chat, does it sound that bad? Or is it in my head?
from taunting or encoring my team, which would allow me to more reliably get up Trick Room.
Like, chat, how bad is it?
Or encoring my team, which would allow me to more reliably get up Trick Room.
Like, is that just my cadence? Do I just sound like that? Hey Zord. How you doing?
Get up Trick Room. I rounded out this...
Yeah, go for the first place. I appreciate the money.
I love eating money.
Room. I rounded out this set by...
Alright, Zord, does this sound bad? Yes or no?
encoring my team, which would...
The my part. Is that bad? Yo! Good job. You're back to number one, Zord. I'm proud of you. Alright, let's see.
taunting or encoring my team, which would allow me to more reliably
Honestly, it's not that
get
bad.
up Trick Room. I rounded out this set by adding Encore, Protect, Encore, Protect with a Terra Water to survive Heavy Slam, and Heavy Slam, and Koraidon's Life Orb Terra Fire Sun boosted Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz. The Citrus Berry would allow me to heal and more reliably survive a boosted Surging Strikes. Surging Strikes. Next was my restricted legendary Calyrex Ice Rider. I used the standard moveset Calyrex Ice Rider. I used the standard moveset with Clear Amulet, but my Terra type and Ivy spread were a bit unique. I was using a 31 IV speed with a speed hindering nature, Calyrex nature. Nature, Calyrex Ice Rider, hindering nature, Calyrex Ice Rider, nature, Calyrex Aerial nature, Calyrex Aerial nature, Calyrex Ice Rider, speed with a speed hindering nature, Calyrex Ice Rider. Usually it wants to run a minimum speed.
Alright, see you, Zord.
Hindering nature, Calyrex Ice Rider.
Calyrex Ice Rider, Nature, Calyrex Ice Rider, Calyrex Nature, Calyrex Ice Rider, Calyrex Ice Rider, bring Nature, Calyrex Ice Rider. Usually it wants to run a minimum speed to be as fast hindering Nature, Ice Rider, with a speed hindering Nature, Ice Rider. Usually with a speed hindering Nature. Usually it wants to run a
I actually like that a lot better. This is what editing's like.
hindering Nature. Usually it wants to run a minimum speed.
Worst stream of the year right here. At least for me. This is not a good stream, but I mean, we're doing it.
To run a minimum speed to be as fast as possible under Trick Room. But with this specific speed stat, it would be 1 point faster than my minimum speed Alchemy. This would allow my Alchemy to boost the Calyrex before it could attack.
So, I'm just doing some video editing right now. Figured I might as well stream it so I can actually motivate myself to sit down and do this for an extended period of time.
Before it could attack. Since I already had a solid way to boost my offenses, I decided to invest heavily in its bulk. This spread allows it to boost it allows it to survive Koraidon's Flare Blitz in the sun. Miraidon's Electro Drift. Any hit from Zamazenta. Electro Drift. Any hit from Zamazenta. Calyrex Shadow. Electro Drift. Any hit from
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of boring editing the video, but you know, I need like something here to basically force me to stay on task. So I'm streaming, like I'm not gonna throw on like some copyrighted music or watch YouTube or something. Gotta actually do what you guys are here for.
from Zamazenta. Electro Drift. Any hit from Zamazenta. Calyrex Shadow. Specs Flutter Main and Zamazenta. Calyrex Shadow. Hit from Zamazenta. Calyrex Shadow. Calyrex Shadow. Specs Flutter Main, and even Shenpao, Incineroar, and Urshifu Single Strike.
Shifu Single Strike. Chiyu and Terrafire Koraidon were really the only two Pokemon that could threaten the one-hit KO. Hit KO. Because my Calyrex Ice was a little faster than KO. Because my Calyrex Ice was a little faster than most, I decided to run a Terra Grass to help it in the matchup against Amoonguss. So far, my team was struggling a lot into Koraidon. So I added the standard Pelipper set. Drizzle would help me remove any sun set by the opposing Koraidon. And Wide Guard would block any spread moves. Would block any spread moves from both Calyrex forms. Next up was Indeedee. I was still worried about Amoonguss, so I used Safety Goggles, Follow Me, so I could redirect Spore away from my other Pokemon. Remove the
Whoa.
Psychic for my other Pokemon.
This is weird. It like played the two different lines. Favorite kind of chip? Good question. Dill pickle's a pretty good flavor. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I like it a lot. Um, Funyun's a good flavor. Cause like they've started making Funyun flavored chips now, and those are pretty good.
Psychic Terrain was all away from my other Pokemon.
They have also had crawfish chips that were pretty good. I like crawfish a lot.
Terrain was also a helpful Psychic Terrain. Psychic Terrain from my other Pokemon. Psychic Terrain was also helpful in blocking priority moves and could remove the Electric Terrain in the event that I got matched into a Miraidon.
It'd be so cool if my channel got big enough where I could quit my job and like hire an editor to do like the annoying parts of editing for me. Also, I don't like my job. Today was such an annoying day at my job. It was so busy. My voice doesn't like me. I want to voice train more, but it's so hard to give my voice a chance to recover because my job is talking on the phone and then I stream almost every day, which I talk a lot. Which is like, yeah, I don't have to stream, but I like streaming. I want to stream, but my voice hates me for that. Spicy chips are good. Depends on the kind, though. If it's like, I don't know, Tabasco flavor, nah, that's really lame.
To round out the set, I added a helping hand as another way to boost my attacks. Psychic to hit a Mungus, and Trick Room for another for and Trick Room for another wave speed control. To round out the set, I added Helping Hand as another way to boost my attacks, Psychic for Amoonguss, and Trick Room as a alternate setter. Wave speed control. To round out the nerve, hit a Moongus and attacks, Psychic to hit a Moongus and Trick Room to round out the set. I added a Helping Hand as another way to boost my attacks, Psychic to hit a Moongus and Trick Room to round out the set. Psychic to hit a Moongus. To round out the set, I added Helping Hand as another way to boost my attacks, Psychic for Amoonguss, and Trick Room as a alternate setter. To round out the set, I added a Helping Hand as another way to boost my attacks, Psychic to hit a Moongus. To round out the set, I added Helping
I like the first take better. I think we stitch those two together.
and Trick Room as a Psychic to hit a Moongus, and Trick Room as a alternate setter. And Trick Room as an alternate way to set it.
Wait, no, this one's also good. Hold on.
Psychic to hit a Moongus, and Trick Room as an alternate way to set it.
I like that.
Next up was Incineroar. I decided to use a
This is what goes on behind the scenes when I'm making videos. Kind of lame.
an alternate way to set it. Next up was way to set it. Next up was Incineroar. I decided to use a standard support set with Fake Out to prevent my opponents from moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Next up was my Incineroar. I decided to use a Fake Out to prevent my opponent to use a standard support set. Next up was Incineroar. Next up was my Incineroar. I decided to use a standard support set with Fake Out to prevent my opponent from moving. With support set with Fake Out to prevent my opponent from moving. Knock off to remove items and hit Calyrex Shadow. And knock off to remove
I decided to use a standard support set with Fake Out to Next up was Incineroar. I decided to use a standard support set with Fake Out to prevent my opponents from moving, Knock Off to remove items and hit both Calyrex forms for super hard, Taunt to stop from moving, Knock Off to remove items and hit Calyrex Shadow, Knock Off from moving, Knock Off to remove items and hit both Calyrex forms for super hard, Taunt to block status moves, and Parting Shot to lower both offensive stats of my opponents. My team was also of my opponents. My team was also finished. My team was almost finished, but I had noticed a weakness. My team was my opponents.
It's like a mouse click noise in the background.
My opponents.
I didn't get rid of it. Whatever.
Both offensive stats of my opponents. My team. My team was almost finished, but I had noticed a weakness to bulky water types, like Zamazenta, bulky Terramons, and Zamazenta teams that were running wide guard. Originally, this final slot was Raging Bolt, but it wasn't working out.
Did I say bulky water types like Zamazenta?
Slot was Raging Bolt, but another bulky Pokemon. Weakness to bulky water types, like Zamazenta.
For those unaware, Zamazenta is a fighting steel type, not a water type. I think I meant bulky Terra water, but still.
Opponents. My team was almost finished, but I had
Water types.
noticed a weakness to bulky water types, bulky Terramons, and Zamazenta teams that were running wide guard. Originally, this final slot was Raging Bolt, but it wasn't working out too well, so I swapped it over to Iron Hands. Iron Hands is another bulky Pokemon. Iron Hands is a very bulky Pokemon. Another Fake Out. Iron Hands is an Iron Hands. Iron Hands is a to Iron Hands. Iron Hands is a bulky Pokemon.
I'm just editing a video right now. Probably gonna head out soon because I'm kind of bored and I want to go to sleep. But I want to get to I want to get past at least the team building portion of this video before I head out for the night. So that way I've made some good progress in the video.
Iron Hands is a very Iron Hands is a Iron Hands is a very bulky Pokemon. Iron Hands is a very bulky Pokemon. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Iron Hands is a very bulky Pokemon. Having another way to use Fake Out was very helpful to my team. Drain Punch offered a check to the dark types that my Calyrex struggled into. Wild Charge helped in the matchup against Drain Punch offered having another Iron Hands. Iron Hands is a very bulky Pokemon well, so I swapped it over to Iron Hands. Iron Hands is a very bulky Pokemon. Having another way to
See ya.
be a bulky Pokemon. Having another way to use Fake Out was very helpful to my team. Drain Punch offered a check to the dark types that my Calyrex struggled into. Wild Charge helped in the matchup against the bulky water types. And a Heavy Slam hit the fairy Pokemon. Wild Charge helped in the matchup against the bulky water types, and a Heavy Slam hit the fairy Pokemon. I decided to run Pokemon. I decided to run minimum speed Iron Hands. This allowed it to speed tie minimum speed Calyrex Ice Rider. It to speed tie minimum speed Calyrex Ice Rider. This would help Ice Rider. This would help in the mirror match, considering my Calyrex was a little faster than usual.
Yes, this is a video I'm gonna upload hopefully soon. We're doing the first pass of editing, which is always the worst part. Just going through clipping all the voiceover together.
Faster than usual. In the weeks leading up to the tournament, my Calyrex was a little faster than usual. In the weeks leading up to the tournament, Hard Trick Room was winning tournaments. This wasn't a great sign for me since it meant that other players would be more prepared for my team. And Smeargle decorate Trick Room had just won a decorate Trick Room had just won a major tournament a few weeks prior.
I mean, it depends on the horror game I play. I really love Look Outside. That could be a fun game to play on stream. What else? trying to think of what other games would be fun to play on stream. I'm gonna check my Steam library. Let's see. Inscription's really good. I love Inscription. I could play it on stream again. It's been ages since I've done that. It Steals is a really good game. I haven't really played much of it, but I know it's good. Uh, I'm almost done with Dredge. I could play that on stream, but probably not a great stream game. Um, let's see. Still haven't played Indigo Park. And oh, I got Buckshot Roulette. I haven't played that yet. And we could also play Lego Batman. That could be a fun horror game. I'm kidding. Although I do have Lego Batman now. Or we could get pegged in Peggle. I assume that's what Peggle is about, you know? I mean, why else would they call it Peggle? Yeah, I would love to stream Look Outside. It's one of my favorite games. I want to make a video essay on Look Outside at some point. It's a really good game.
Prior? Your tournament a few weeks prior? Prior? Despite this not being ideal conditions for my decorate hard trick room team, I was feeling decorate hard trick room team.
I mean, hey, it's better to have a hard trick room team than a flaccid trick room team. That's all I'm saying. Trick room dysfunction goes crazy. That's funny. I'm glad I thought of that.
Trick room team. I was feeling pretty good. My decorate hard trick room team, I was feeling pretty good. Dondozo usage was very low, around 5%, and Zamazenta's usage was around 8. I knew that Dondozo around 8. I knew that Dondozo was a massive 8. I knew that Dondozo was a massive weak point for my team, but with its usage being so low, I decided to hedge my bets and go for it with my usage being so low, I decided to hedge my bets and go for it. With my trusty clear amulet, I wouldn't be intimidated. My first opponent was using
Alright, that's. I'm finally past the team building portion. I've been editing for an hour. Well, no, some of that time was voiceover. Let's see. Do I want to keep going? Alright. I mean, it's 5 a.m. I kind of want to go to bed. Tricky decision. I think I probably go a little bit longer. Yeah, let's do a little
My
more.
first opponent was using intimidated. My first opponent was using
What? There we go. That space should remind me where the segment is. Actually, no. I am gonna go to bed. All right. See ya.